Open up SolidWorks here. We're going to File, New, Brand New Part. Press OK. Now I'm looking at 9664. It doesn't look like they give me... perfect. Actually, they do. This one's going to be in millimeters. So perfect. So this one, we now know it's going to be millimeters. So I'm going to make sure right here, down in the bottom right, it says millimeters. I'm going to start with the front plate. And I'm going to do a center box. 96. 64. And it's going to be an extrusion of 20. Not up the body. Not the body. Not the body. Do a blind 20 millimeters. Press OK. So right click here. Here to here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grab a rectangle here. I'm going to do the rectangle here. Make this parallel to your line. Parallel. Make it at 45 degrees. 45 degrees. And bounce to the other side. That's fine. Oops. And then let's give this some dimension. I think they interpret the center. I'm going to put a dot here. Make it coincident with this line to be the center. Let this technically be the shell of that cylinder there. So the inside is going to be 32. And then 52 on the outside here. I'm going to grab another rectangle here. 2 points. It's going to be parallel to that. And then I'm going to snip it off here. There we go. And then let's remove that edge. And just combine this. There we go. This one down here. 64. There we go. And then it's going to be 1232, and I'm going to remember this 146. This dimension here is going to be 12. This dimension here to here is going to be 32. And then this center to here is going to be 146. And then looks like I still need one more dimension to completely define it. So it's going to be here to here, and it's going to be 64. Perfect. Now I could revolve this. Revolve. It's okay. I'm actually going to do something here. I'm actually going to go to this plane. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a line. I'm going to put a line right through the center here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click here, toolbars. Oops, sorry, tabs. I'm going to go surfaces. And I'm going to do a split line. And I'll show you guys why I did that later on. Let's go right here. And then it looks like I'll grab the center here. Make this collinear. Make this collinear. Collinear. $15. So right click, select chain, offset, reverse. We'll put the 12 here. Delete this. I'm gonna make sure this is lining up with this. So if I were to change that 12 to this flange, then it'll change the entire thing. Grab this point to here, this point to here. And I'm going to do extrude boss. And what I'm going to do is, this is the reason for the split line. It gives me a point here, so I'm going to do up to point, or up to vertex. And then a second direction up to vertex. Oops. And what this does, it basically ties all that information, except for that radius, it ties all this information to that second sketch we did with the revolve. So if I were to change this in the future, this would all change. And basically that gives it intelligence, that makes it cool and fun. And if somebody were to see that, or like for me, my boss saw that, you know, they get amazed, like, oh my gosh, you did that so quick. And it makes you quicker as a designer. It gets me giddy thinking about it. So, okay, next part. So I'm gonna right click here, here, and we're gonna offset this 26. And, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Let me go back a bit. Actually, this is perfect right here. I could teach you one more thing. Before we go through that sketch right there, to make sure that this piece is continuously a through hole, what we could do is that we could easily go here, extrude, cut, and all that. But let me teach you one of my favorite, most powerful tools that I've seen in SolidWorks. I remember I had a professor and he's like, I don't even know how this works, but it works sometimes. So what we could do is that we go to evaluate. Oops, sorry, not evaluate. We could go to, I believe it's insert, face, delete. We could click these faces inside. And what it's going to do is that it's going to delete the faces and any of the connecting faces, or any of the faces that would be there will basically fill in. So like this face will fill that space in. And that'll be the delete and patch. If I were to do just a delete, it will delete them and make this into a surface body, which we don't need right now. And we delete and fill. Well, that will kind of fill it in, but it'll fill it in a not so sophisticated way. It'll be almost like a dumb fill, but it is useful for other things. But for this situation, we want the computer to merge all those faces together. With the delete and fill, it'll leave those lines there and kind of fill it at the closest points possible, if you get what I mean, almost like a loft. But for this one, delete and patch, basically merge these faces together continuously, and I love that. Now we're gonna this sketch number 5. We're gonna drag down underneath the delete face. Now that we're done with that, I'm gonna sketch here. The reason I want to do that is I want to do a convert entities, but I want to do a intersection on curve, intersection on curve, and this basically will give me this line in here on the center. There we go. You see that? It gives me that. So when I do the extrude boss, it won't cut in like it did before on the previous extrude. I'm just gonna trim it up, and then escape here. Grab these pieces of sketches. I'm gonna also grab this one here. Convert entities. Trim this edge here, and now there's that radius. What I'm gonna do is a tangent arc. And I'm going to go up to this point. And the interesting thing about this is that it's almost anywhere. It doesn't declare it, but it gives you a measurement of R55, radius 55. So it defines it for you. And then we basically go up to this point. Nope, I forgot right here. Let me trim these up. The thickness for this rib. Oh boy, and I quite can't find it. Does that mean I have to go to solutions video again to find out the answer? Because they don't have it here. I'm gonna extrude it to make sure I get what I want, the results I want. And we could go back to it. I'm gonna mid-plane it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do by 10. Merge entities. And there we get the rib. Grab the hole wizard here. Hole wizard. And we're gonna go to, instead of standard, for our standards, we're gonna go to ANSI metric. And we're going to go to this image here, which is the counter bore. And we're going to go here. We're going to go socket head cap screw. That's the most common screw out there, socket head cap screw. We're going to go to M6. And this one is going to be through all. Make 2 here. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a center line. I pick the face, put down a center line. I'm going to grab this point. I'm going to mirror it about the center line to make sure they're mirrored. I'll make a dimension, and that dimension is, that's a good question. I'm gonna type 60 in. So right here it's supposed to be 18. We could leave that as reference. And from here, is it the top that way or the other way? I'm pretty sure it's this way. 32, let me make sure in the drawing. 32 from the top. Yep, and then let's press OK. There we go. We have our 2 M6 counterbores. So the R2. So let's grab the radius tool. I'm going to click this line. Click this line. All the way around. Almost as if it was like a casted or a plastic piece maybe. Oops. I'm going to have to do those in another one. Let's grab this wall too. And then this one, I can't grab this because of this edge right here. Sometimes just can't do it. So here I'm gonna grab these. I'm gonna grab the fillet tool one more time, and now I should be able to drive those. And actually, this one right here, I'm gonna remove, and now give me a smooth transition for the second time. There you go. Goes all the way around this time. Perfect. I'm gonna color code it the same way. Just gonna color, add a color. Give this. I'm just gonna highlight those radiuses all at once. I'm gonna color them this nice red. You guys have noticed that red. And then I'm gonna remove the shader. It gives you a nice little part there. I like that. Let's save that. I only wish I knew what this rib dimension was. And you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go to solutions and find out. So let's go to the solutions video. Oh, he did the rib tool. I probably should have done that. So that was 12 millimeters. Okay. And we're gonna click 12. There we go. Now it's all up to date. And this time, let's not forget about the configuration. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna call this phase 1. And I'm gonna make a new configuration, phase 2. Now, if you guys didn't know about configurations is a useful thing in SolidWorks because it allows you to have 2 designs or more in one part. Oh, I see. The dimension actually changes. If I go to the phase 1, 45 is from here. So I actually made a mistake. So instead of like that, here to here, 45. Okay, great. Then this configuration is going to be 55. This configuration, I'm going to change this to 45. Control Q. Okay, there we go. Now, you see this curve? They want it flat now. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go here. I'm going to have to break that for a bit. Go flat. Make that tangent. I'm going to just hit this point so I don't have to do the trim. And let's do a tangent arc up to this point. And hopefully it's the same. Oops. Make these equal. Exit the sketch and rebuild anyways. And I'm going to grab that entire thing in there. There we go. My fillets are going to be all messed up now. There we go, there we go. Make sure I fix all the fillets. Now, the one thing I don't like about this is that straight line actually makes this different. Oh, actually, I forgot about that. Let me get that out of the way as well. And then this right here, this is a messy way of doing this, which I'm not a particular fan of, but it was the only way I could think of to get around this. Through all both. Cut. Maybe better to do a section view. Do the right plane. That little bit right there is what's going to give us issues. There we go. Delete face. Now it combined it. So we're not going to see that issue again. Scroll down. And we're missing a couple more radiuses. So I'm going to go here. Actually, I'm going to go to this first one. Add in the radius right there. The question would be how to get both of these versions configurable, especially because this straight line makes it difficult. So what we could do, I think I know. So right here we do the extrude boss, and we're going to do a selected region. That's fine. So I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back to the sketch. And there's 2 versions of this sketch. You see that? So I'm going to make sure this line is not a construction line anymore. And trust me, that's going to break a couple things, but that's fine. And what we'll do is that this extrude boss will add in the region, which will be this side right here, which will fix all of these sketches or all of the fillets. So right here, we selected these up here. So instead, I'm going to select something that stays consistently rather than this or these edges here. I'm going to select this edge, and this sticks all the time in both configurations. That fixes that. I'm going to save that. I'm going to head over to phase 1. There's going to be a lot of stuff that's broken, and that's fine. Actually, less than I really thought, honestly. Oops, I don't want to edit the face, I want to edit the sketch. So that's 64, 146, 45. So that is correct. And right here, we're going to go this configuration only. And I don't know if this works, honestly, but I'm going to delete this. And did I solve that? Mix it into 1. I don't think that works. Don't show me that. Oh, it worked. Super. Okay, cool. I wasn't too sure that was going to work. That actually kind of worked. Okay. So just to summarize real quick, what I did is in Extrude Boss, I have technically two sketches here, 2 regions, and you can select between the 2 regions. So in the phase 1, I selected the one region that has this lump that doesn't have that straight line. And then in the second version of it, in that Extrude Boss, I basically removed that, or I added that region, and now I could get both regions. So technically now we both have both versions in the same drawing. And now we have 2 different configurations. Perfect. I'm going to save that. You can see here from my volume, well, you could use the mass too, but the masses may differ between systems, especially if you have like a material on there. But so just use the volume for now. It's the same thing. Volume, you can compare the volumes. This is huge in a number, but just compare that against yours, and that's for the phase 1. And let me go to phase 2 as properties, and then here's the other volume. And if you guys got the same exact thing, let me know in the comments. If you guys got something different, let me know what you got. And if you guys did have extra trouble on this, just send me a message. Maybe we could do something. If you guys liked the video, and I hope you guys did, like, and it'd be great if you guys subscribe. Will mean everything to me. And I hope that you guys will stay creative, be motivated by this kind of stuff, by my videos. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye. Adding on to here, I almost forgot, but these 2 models and all the models I make for SolidWorks Mania will be available. You guys can see the link in the description for them. I'm first going to make it available to my Facebook group. And, if you guys want to join, you guys could get the models there. You guys will see my full complete tree. It's absolutely free to join. You guys got to pay nothing. I only would like for you guys to join the group, be part of my community, help me grow, and all these files will be available there for you. So thank you so much, and just wanted to add that on there. Peace.